All right, we are live here at Sluggers in Wrigleyville. Shout out to everybody coming out. We are Blue by 90. My name is Justin. I'm here with Tanner. We're going to be coming at you with a little live podcast. Shout out to Champion Circle for having us. We appreciate all of our friends over at Champion Circle. Let's talk about the event that we're at right now. We've got a lot of people just in general, but we've got a little event here at Sluggers that people paid some good money to come hang out. Basically, it's a Rick's takeover here at Sluggers. We're literally live in the batting cage.
I mean, these guys are just hacking away. I mean, a lot of chopped grounders, some pop-ups, maybe a nice rip here or there. We might need to wear helmets today.
I might put the batting helmet on, to be honest with you.
I got in there. I was letting them rip.
Yeah, I love it.
I was trying to avoid our podcast setup.
So we're here in Wrigleyville. We've obviously got a game tomorrow at Wrigley. You can walk outside and see Wrigley. It's pretty awesome. So
yeah, see
I
the marquee.
do love the city.
Yeah, I mean, see the Michigan flag with the Northwestern flag. Chicago is an awesome city. One of my favorite places in the world, honestly, that I've been to. So just being here, experiencing. I mean, anytime you're coming from the east, coming west into Chicago, seeing the skyline kind of peek over when you come over that bridge, it's just a good vibe. And the weather, man. I mean, tomorrow's going to be even nicer, but, we're mid to high 60s.
Mid-November, we are in the mid-60s in Chicago.
Just after we got some snow, man.
I know. It could not be better. Want to give a shout-out to Woodson Whiskey as well. We've got these Champion Circle bottles, if you can see here, limited edition special run that you can go get at Champion Circle. UofM.com.
Team 144, they went undefeated.
They did go undefeated.
Beat their rivals.
They did do that.
And won the national championship.
We don't really lose to our rivals.
Some teams do that. They lose to their rivals, and they want to act like it's a good year, but not us.
Not us.
You got to beat the rivals to have a good, successful year.
You got to beat the champ to be the champ.
Absolutely.
So a portion of every single bottle goes to Michigan's NIL, and tonight the proceeds from the entire event are going to NIL at Michigan. So if you're looking as a fan to maybe get some guys in the portal, some additions, help with some recruiting here, help take care of our football players and all of our student athletes here, this is the place to be. You can also support us at our silent auction. We just threw it up on our Instagram story as well, so check that out.
There's some good stuff, man.
Dude, there's signed Sammy Sosa, signed
the
Derek
Ric
Jeter
Flair
baseball,
signed wrestling boot. Let me tell you.
JJ football.
Let me tell you about that patent leather, though. There wasn't a lot of airflow for Ric Flair back in the day. I can't imagine. He must have had some athlete's foot going on, man. That looked disgusting.
It could not have been good. I'm sipping on some Woodson whiskey here, too. I know you got your
free ads, Coors Light. We're just vibing out.
I love it. What we're going to do here soon is we're going to have some guests coming through. We've got some former Michigan football players coming up. I think I see them coming right now, actually.
Yep.
I'm excited to talk to these guys.
This is going to be good. We got some personal connections. We do. Good stuff with these guys. So
I love it.
Some Michigan players under Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be awesome, man.
I want to give a shout out before these guys come up to FAM, the football alumni of Michigan. They do great stuff to take care of these guys. They help out with anybody who's in need that may have graduated from Michigan, played football at Michigan, but didn't really, make it to the next level. So I want to give them a shout out. All right, here they are. Let's bring them on.
My man.
I love it. So we've got J.U. Chesson and Bo Deaver coming up. Boys, it's good to have you. Good to see you. We appreciate you. You might need to turn your mic on here.
Yep. I got it now.
Am I on? And put it close to your mouth.
Am I on?
Real close.
Check.
Perfect.
Thank you. Go. Boys, it's good to see you guys. I know that we've known each other for a while now. I know we just met here, but I think we had been talking about it. It's good to see some boys back from the Harbaugh days, the early Harbaugh days. Early Harbaugh days. And some, guys that made plays and just were all-around good teammates. So I appreciate you guys for coming on.
No, thank you for having us. It's a pleasure.
Both these guys were big in that 2015 game against Northwestern. You had some plays. You had the kick return on the first play of the game.
Yep.
That was when Northwestern was pretty feisty, pretty competitive.
Yeah, they had some attitude coming in there a little bit.
That was a big-time game, man.
Yep.
I was like 19, 20 at the bar, like real stoked that you guys beat their ass. So, kind of coming full circle here 10 years later, playing in Wrigley
10
now.
years.
Oh, yeah. Not to make us feel old or anything.
That's crazy.
It is a decade, unfortunately. I'm sorry to age all of us. But tell me what it's like for you guys as alums, first of all. I just gave a shout-out to FAM. I know that you guys are involved. Bo, you're on the board of directors there. For you guys as alums to come back to games like this and events like this as well and just feel welcomed and be back, around the maize and blue people. What is that like?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me, man, is like I remember where we'd be sitting there, whether it be Brady Hoke or then when Harbaugh came in, and obviously Coach Harbaugh, Michigan man, great man, and he'd be talking about the Michigan network, right? He'd be talking about like, once you come to Michigan, like this is Michigan, everything that Bo Schembechler embodied. And then now being on the other side of the fence, you'd be, hearing like these old guys come talk to you, say, oh my gosh, I remember these days, And then now, it's me, not as old, but now I'm on the other side of the fence. And it just means so much because FAM is really doing a lot of things to make the alumni matter, right? To make people feel involved. And that's really what Michigan is about, right? That heartbeat for Michigan to encourage our former players to come back, to give, to create that community and continue that community. Because when like Coach Schembechler said, like, you'll never play for a team like that again, once you leave college. And even in the NFL, it's not as close-knit as it was when we were in college.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. And I think you said it best, but you want to build a program where guys want to come back, right? And not only give, obviously, money's great, but just be involved. Has there been times that you guys have been able to be in Schembechler over the past 10 years and, take a guy under your wing? I know that FAM does an awesome event every year where you guys do some counseling and mentoring for the current guys. Can you tell us a little bit about any, experiences that you've had with that?
Yeah, no, the FAM networking event, it's a great thing we do every year with the current team. Kind of bring back, sorry, first time up here. But, great event that we do with this year. I think we had about 120 former players, and we actually almost outnumbered the current team.
That is awesome.
But it was just awesome to see those guys when we're there asking in-depth questions about our careers, our passions. How did we find our vision and our path for life after football? And, these guys are making money now in the NIL. A lot of them are making almost NFL money that don't necessarily, need to start thinking about, a career outside of football. But they're asking those questions and they want to learn. They want to connect with us, which is just awesome to see.
All right. Well, I know you need to talk about your guys' connection.
Look.
We just talked about it.
Yeah,
so
look.
Go ahead with that. I know you're going to pull it out.
There's no alcohol involved. I've had a couple beers. I've had a Tito's.
It's rich. So you can't not have a couple drinks.
I've had a couple sips of the bowls. I've had a Tito's and
that's a Shark
soda.
Bowl, by the way. Shark Bowl, not something.
Look, so we're good. But no, I think you and I have the longest standing relationship at this podcast right now. You and I were roommates at the Michigan football camp in 2011. Yeah, I think that was your senior year, my junior year of high school.
Yeah.
And so, we've stayed in touch a lot. I mean, dude, we had this crew, 6th floor, and I don't know why we were high school kids and we were territorial. But man, do you remember one of the assistant strength and conditioning coaches came and ripped our ass one of the nights?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
But man,
I try to forget about it, but you can't.
I just got to say, as somebody who did not go on to play college football, the guys that we were friends with that kind of made up our crew, you played at the University of Michigan. Our guy Donovan Alumba played at Portland State, played for the Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns. Our friend Zach Crouch played at Central Michigan, played for Sharon.
Yep.
Like, man, it's so cool to see everybody else besides me go on and have success in football and furthering their careers. But I just think that's such a cool connection, man. Like, I've known you since I was like 16. So
I still have that photo with Brady Hoke.
Me too, man. My mom, I've given it back to my mom and she gives it to me. And I'm like, am I going to put this in my office? Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Right.
Shout out to
that's
Brady Hoke.
a rare piece, though. That's a one of one. Come on.
Like what you want you're going to give me my senior pictures to put in my house too? What are we supposed to do here?
I love it.
So we were talking about it earlier from that same camp. JU and I randomly have a photo together from the camp that his dad took while we were there. We were standing in line for wide receiver drills and
Crazy.
flipping back through the photos. And I'm like, oh, wait, that's me. That's you. And
That's a small world.
I told you guys a little bit ago, I was in the group with Ben Braden, who played at Michigan, and that was the moment that the dream kind of was like, nah, all right.
You looked
He's
up
like
to Ben.
6'8", 330 as a junior. I was like, all right.
he was a different breed.
I'm going to go into finance, actually. So,
I mean, I wanted you guys to talk about a little bit what you just said. You all of a sudden, like the first time you ever meet is back in one of these camps and one of these things, and you all of a sudden are dorm roommates, right? And then you fast forward and you're friends for life, and it's 10 years later. Tell us a little bit about going back to, those early days and when you're like, all right, I'm just trying to find myself, find my way. As a freshman at Michigan that you're coming in, what the heck, like,
you're cooked. A freshman at Michigan, you're cooked. I remember I came in 2012, and it was just, I didn't know up from down. I felt like a stud on campus just because I just came from winning the state championship in track, feeling good. But then you get to Michigan, and all of a sudden, you're not the stud anymore, right? Like, you're surrounded by a bunch of dudes, right?
You're one of everybody, right?
You're one of everybody. So then now it's like I got to climb the totem pole again, earn everybody's respect, earn my teammates' respect. And I think the thing people don't realize about Michigan, dude, is like, I don't care, like, I tell this to the guys I play with in NFL, right? I'm like, yo, you go to Michigan and, like, academically, like, you're beyond what everybody else is doing. So for my boys who play at Bama, I'm sorry. It's different. I don't want to hear what y'all were doing at practice, all that. Yes, you guys were beasts, ran great programs, but doing it at Michigan where the standard in athletics is so high, but also the standard in academics is so high too. People don't realize, yo, it's my first time you getting graded on a curve, and yo, you're sitting in the class. Can I say it on the podcast? And you're like, only 4 athletes are in that class, and they're grading on a curve. Brother, you're not getting an A in that class.
Right.
And so people don't realize that, like, that's the kind of competition at Michigan. Michigan pushes you to compete not just on the field, right, but also off the field, in the classroom, the resources, everything's so beautiful about the university. So my freshman year, man, like, I had to get to know my teachers really well, so academically it was challenging, right? But then also on the field, man, dude, you got like guys like freaking Amar Darbo. You're competing for a spot with Darbo. Jeremy Gallant's out there. Roy Roundtree, he's taking us under his wing. We got Jeremy Jackson. So it's like the crew, right? And so what you realize is those guys take you under their wings really quickly, but it's not in the way you would think, right? Like, you learn, it's like the school of hard knocks. You learn the hard way, but that's the Michigan way, right? And so that's what I really appreciate about the program.
I mean, first of all, I think we just appointed you the new director of recruiting, because that's the pitch that we need to give to every single kid that we're trying to get into Maize and Blue. But I love that, man. I think that, like, I'm sure every program out there is special, right? There's no doubt. They're special to certain people. I just don't know how many programs out there have guys talking like that, 10 years later, right? And I love it. Bo, go ahead.
Yeah, I think, a big part of it too was, I came in as a preferred walk-on, didn't have a scholarship, and was truly at the bottom of the totem pole. So, had to work my way up through the depth charts, ultimately got to the point where I was, starting in the slot. And I think the biggest thing that I noticed going through it was, it didn't matter if you were a walk-on, didn't matter if you were a 5-star. Like, once you got into that building and in that room, everyone's trying to pull each other along. So everyone wants each other to succeed. Recruit stats, high school stats go out the window. It's how can we make each other better? And like Jay, you said, like, even off the field too. Today, Jay, you and I probably talk some days 2 to 3 times a day. We're
awesome.
Just like, dude, stop calling me. Or he says, stop calling me. I got to work. But, it's bouncing ideas off each other still like we would in GEM. Does this release work? What do you think about this technique? Where now we're in the real world with business ideas.
Right.
Things like that are just talking about life in general. So
let me say something about Bo real quick.
Go for it.
So he talks about being at the bottom of the totem pole coming to Michigan. We all were. But you got to understand too, right? Like, it's one thing to come to Michigan on a scholarship, right? But it's another thing to come on no scholarship, like you're really at the bottom of the totem pole. But guys like this, like, and I'll say it now, I'll admit it now. When we're in practice and they call trips right, Seattle 363 X Dragon, whatever, and you're like, shit, what do I have? Where do I go? Bo is always the guy, yo, this is where you go. This is what you got. This, and so it's just a testament to like him, because like even now today, it's like somebody I can rely on, right? Because dude, when you're playing at Penn State and you can't hear anything and you don't get the play call, like your brain just knows there's certain people you can look to get the play. I'm always looking at Bo. He's always helping me out. So the relationship it's so much deeper than what people see, on the field,
Right.
because he's essential to the development of everybody there on the field. Same with like a Drew Dillio or like a Jeremy Gallen. They always know their stuff, which inspired me to get in my playbook and know my stuff too,
I love it. Go
Well,
for it.
you guys were a part of Jim Harbaugh's first team, and that was really a foundational thing because, and as we know, progress is not linear, right? It looked like just kind of an upward trajectory with Jim Harbaugh coming to Michigan in 2015 and 16. And then there was a couple down years in there, but then they capped it off and won a national championship before he went to the Chargers. How much pride do you guys take in the fact knowing, because for me, as somebody who's watched so much Michigan football, I'm such a nerd about this stuff, but like, I just hope you guys know that you were foundational in being that foundation for the program and what it was going to be under Jim Harbaugh. Like, how much pride do you take seeing, yeah, you didn't play with those guys, maybe you had some relationships with them or made connections with them, but like that 2023 team, all that they dealt with to go perfect, undefeated, like,
I think a lot of it starts with the guys in the room too. When Brady Hoke, was let go and Harbaugh came in, my dad played with Harbaugh in the 80s. And my dad calls JU and I, we're talking. He's like, get ready. And we're like, oh, we've been through two-a-days. We've been through spring ball. He goes, no, get ready. And when Harbaugh came in, I mean, he set the tone in terms of work ethic right off the bat.
Tell him he ranked the whole team from worst player to best player.
It was all visible. So you never wanted to be at that bottom half threshold. So it forced you to work harder, and it held everyone accountable too to try to move up that ladder.
I've been in a Jim Harbaugh practice, literally just walking around on the sideline as a random person, and I was so scared he was going to look my way and like throw me out. Like that's what it was. But like it was a little bit of fear that you needed to be like, all right, I got to be on my shit. Like there's no way I'm stepping out. So I mean, I think I love that your point with, all right, there's so much more. Like, yes, you're the guy that made the catch, but how many guys went into you making the catch? And the grind, talk about the scout team guys that are giving you a good look every single day to make sure that it's not just Saturdays where you're getting like dogged, you know what I mean? So I think it's really important to know. And then I also love, like, nowadays you look at the Max Bredesons, as a walk-on, obviously, two-time captain, just awesome. But even you, Mikey Sainer, still 3-star. Like, so many guys on that 23 national championship team and everywhere. Like, we just got guys that are contributing. And I think that's what I would love for the fans to know, because they see on Saturdays the guys scoring touchdowns, making tackles. I'd love for them to somehow get a glimpse of, like, what goes into getting to that point.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, like we talked about, is the guys kind of under the radar, not the guys that are scoring all the touchdowns and things like that. My first 2-3 years being on scout team, I had one goal, and that was to piss off our defensive coordinator.
I love
that.
Not
from me doing something bad, but from burning the defense. I wanted him yelling at them because I knew that was going to make them better. If I'm giving it my all, there's a good chance that someone that's lining up in front of them on Saturday is probably a little more athletically equipped and faster than me that's going to be running routes.
It's funny. So you say all those things because a quote that comes into my mind is like, iron sharpens iron, so does one man strengthens another, right? And so what people don't realize, and I think, and I don't want to, you go to Michigan, you play football in Michigan, you do academics in Michigan, you're cut from a different cloth. That just is what it is. You're not better than anybody else. You're not entitled, but it's just you have a certain amount of swagger about yourself that, you know, other people just don't have because of your life experience. And I think when you look at like why it's important to, you know, do the little things right and, you know, to make sure you're locked in with your team, it's because those years at Michigan really set your foundation for your discipline of how you attack life. So when we're doing all those crazy workouts at Michigan, it's strengthening your mental because you're going to be under extreme stress in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s. You're going to have kids. You're going to do this, but you still got to get the job done. And so I think that's what Michigan sets you apart for. And the coolest thing about it is you're doing it as a team. So many times today in real life, the normal guy does not have a group of hunters around him, like or a good group of people around him to be able to encourage him, to support him, to call him out on his BS. That's why me and Bo talk almost day to day. We're accountability partners. Because if I said, yo, I'm going to go to the gym, right? He's like, yo, did you go to the gym? I know he's going to ask me. I got to go, right? Or he's like, look, like if I'm trying to save up X amount of money, right? He's like, yo, like, and I'm talking about planning a trip to him. He's like, yo, what about the money you said you're going to save? Oh, yeah, shoot. A lot of people today are not held accountable. And that's the difference between any college program being successful or not is the amount of accountability that these people hold with each other, right? That's what makes you great is that glue. You know what I mean?
I mean, it probably started with you guys in a dorm, making sure you woke up for 6 a.m. lift or something. And then 10 years later,
he would always wake me up.
With a foot of snow and it's 25 degrees blowing up at you.
Oh my God. I mean, but 10 years later, you're still keeping each other accountable. You know, I love that. So, all right, give me a couple of stories. I don't know if it's a Harbaugh story, a fun story from you when you guys were playing, like favorite memory. I just want to take us back to that era where you guys were on the field.
I think my favorite memory, which I think if you ask a lot of guys that played, would probably be the same about running out of the tunnel for the first time. And, you know, you're coming down the tunnel. You can't see the field. And it's just getting louder and louder and louder until you can finally see it. And when you're running out for the first time, it's your body's numb. I think I thankfully wasn't one of the few that jump up too high and hit the banner too high and then they fall. But I was very close. But I still remember that like it was yesterday.
I mean, it's got to be a feeling like no other.
So I guess I'll give the story of the return I had against Northwestern 2015.
That's fitting. So that's fitting today.
That's good.
Sure.
It's fitting, right? So John Baxter's the special teams coach, and it was Jabril Peppers and I back deep. And John Baxter was a genius, surgical. And one of the things he always preached was your fundamentals, right? Fundamentals. And trust your technique, all those kind of things. And same thing in life today. Literally everything we did at Michigan was preparing us for real life. We just didn't know it. And so we had a return right called, right? And we were going to switch it. We were going to switch the return to left. But I remember Baxter coming up to me. He's like, look, I think they're going to kick it to Pep. But if they kick it to you, keep the return on, and you're going to have the lead block. The right side is going to be open. I was like, okay, perfect. But the thing is, when you're running a right return like that, and especially when the ball is kicked on the left side of the field, you can't just run to the right? Because everybody is going to flow directly to the ball, and it's going to be very easy for them to make the play. So if you actually watch the tape, this is coaching from John Baxter. You have to set your blocks up. So you have to take at least 3 or so steps vertical. And I knew if I took 7 steps clean, God gave me some speed.
He did.
All glory to him.
Thank you, God.
I would be good. And so that's exactly what I did. I go 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, set up my blocks, suck the blocks in, and then break out to the right. And then as soon as John Baxter had a rule, you remember? If the kicker doesn't trigger, the R1 is too slow, and there's another one. And the 5 doesn't fold, it's a touchdown. And so sure enough, kicker didn't trigger. They lost contain. And then the 5 didn't fold, and I was able to score. But obviously, it's me looking good on tape. But when you really open the tape and you really watch, everybody's doing their job perfectly.
11 guys on the field, all doing
their job perfectly, man. Chris Worm is out there blocking his ass off.
Shout out Worm.
Joe Bolden blocking his ass off. everybody's crushing it. You know what I mean? So that's probably one of my favorite memories, especially with this game.
Well, I gotta say, I think that was the first time I'd ever seen the dab. So I think you deserve more credit. Everyone talks about Cam Newton.
I will say this: Cam Newton was dabbing, but I think that was probably the most aggressive dab I've ever had in my career.
I mean,
it was very aggressive.
That was 90-degree angle on the elbow. That was
either that or the double move on Hargrave,
or the double move.
We were talking about that before. No disrespect to him, but I think you let's just say you've ruined a draft grade or two in your time.
Perhaps.
It went from a first rounder to
I will say too, Jay, you brought it up just with Baxter, being very smart with his game plan, things like that. That was one thing that Harbaugh did very well is he surrounded us with very knowledgeable coaches.
Yeah.
Jed Fish, head coach at Washington now, so knowledgeable. He called that play against Florida. We're leading up in bowl practice. He's like, if you run this 12-yard curl 2 times on them, the third time we're going to double move, and you're going to be wide open for a touchdown. And
I think you're still open.
No, I might be. But get this. I was trying to come out the play right before.
Oh, you tapped?
No, I was tapping, dog. I was gassed. Brother was gassed. So he was going to let me. So Duran Montgomery. So Coach Fish would be in the box. Duran Montgomery was the receivers coach, so to speak, right there. And Drew Terrell. Shout out to both those guys. Love them. Duran's in Minnesota now. Where's Drew with the Cardinals? Love both of those guys. So the play before, I don't even know what I did, but I think I ran like a deep route. I was tired, and I was like, I got to get out the fucking game. I'm gassed. And they called this play the curl, and I'm like, I'm not expecting it right now. But then Coach Fish is seeing everything that's going on. He's like, no, he changes it. He's like, no, this is the play. And then he's yelling at Duran. He's like, what the fuck? Why is JU getting out the game? He's the only one that's repped this. Get his ass in the fucking game. And Duran's like, you got to get in the – I'm like, I'm tired. I'm not going. And then he's like, this is it. I was like, oh, shit, this is the play.
I'm about to score.
I was like, oh, shit, I'll stay in the game.
I'm not tired anymore.
I was like, I feel great. We get up. I think we're in like double right or something. Ran the curl. But the thing about this route is Hargraves is a good corner. But the thing is, I ran it a little bit lazy, not even on purpose. I was just gassed. But I just gave him a little something. No diddy. Give him a little head. No diddy. But boom. And then you just take it wide open. Genius play call.
I love
Genius
it.
Play call.
Oh, I love that. I mean, you're just so gassed you can't possibly do it. Wait, you're going to score on this one. Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
Instantaneously.
Have you ever been more in the zone in your life than against the Indiana Hoosiers in 2015? Because I've never seen them. I mean, 207 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean, I'm from the state of Indiana, and that saved me some trash talk. So thank you 10 years later. But that one of the more impressive performances, I mean, that we've seen. I mean, we've got the Braylon Edwards signed Braylon Fest photo. I mean, it's comparable to that. It's up there.
It's up there.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, no, hey, appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming on.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to FAM. I know you guys are very involved with that. So we're going to have some more FAM members coming on here soon. But go Blue. Thank you guys for coming. We appreciate you.
Thank you, boys.
Good
to see you.
Anytime.
Thank you, James. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, man. Oh, smooth.
Are we too washed up and old to act like we had a cool handshake back in the day?
We are not nearly as cool as these guys.
No,
I'll tell you
absolutely not.
I'll tell you that. All right, who we got next? All right. Come on up. Ben Firestone, everybody. Go Blue. All right, Ben, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you, man. I want to give you a big round of applause from everybody here for putting on this event. You were super involved. You and Champion Circle and FAM and everybody were very involved. Take us back. How did we end up with Rick's at Sluggers here right across from Wrigley?
Hey, thanks, Justin. First off, I appreciate you having me on the show. And it's not about me. It's about Champion Circle, our sponsors, what you guys are doing. We're having a blast. We got about 500 people out here, and it's awesome to see everyone support the cause. All right, why did I come up with this idea? when I go back to my college years, I think about my fondest memories. My fondest memories being going to the grad library to study before finals, right? No, I was going to Rick's, drinking beer and watching motherfucking football.
I love it. I mean,
so football, Rick's, and when I found out we were playing at Wrigley, I got some friends that own this bar, Sluggers.
Yeah.
And I said, look, we're going to recreate Rick's. We're going to make it a reunion of sorts. We are going to do this to raise money for Champions Circle, which I'm proud to be involved with. Love the partnership with them. And we're going to get a lot of people out and have a blast. And then when you guys decided to show up, it got even more elevated, which is awesome. I love people looking at the auction items. This podcast is great, and just appreciate you guys putting your hard work into it.
I think you're elevating us personally.
Yes,
not to get into a glaze off. No Diddy, as Jay said.
Hey, look, Michigan football brings good people together. It always has, and it always will.
I love it. No, I appreciate you. I think that it's guys like yourself. Obviously we've been involved with Champion Circle on a number of things, and it's guys like you though that take the lead in NIL at Michigan. And they're like, this doesn't happen without somebody like Ben Firestone here in Chicago to take the lead and host almost 500 people that are all donating tonight. And so it's just awesome to see. And then to your point also, to bring a little Ann Arbor, bring a little Rick's in here to Wrigleyville, and give the Michigan alumni a great time.
I floated the idea by like 6 or 8 people, and it was like across the board. They're like, yeah, let's do that. So I'm like, all right, giddy up. Called the Slugger guys. Got a bunch of great sponsors. Partnered with FAM, and I think we're going to hear from JB and Gordon Bell in a second. So It's awesome to do what we're doing here because we've got, as you well know, a lot of celebrity Michigan legends. And what these guys are doing tomorrow is going to be even better. We're going to have a tough act to follow, though, right, JB?
Oh, yeah. No question about that. But we're ready for it.
All right, baby.
I love it.
Go Blue. I'm going to pull a Harbaugh and let this guy take it from here.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one right there.
You guys enjoy it. Enjoy the night.
Thank you, Ben. Appreciate you, Ben.
Go Blue.
All right, so we've got 2 FAM members coming on, Michigan football alumni. We've got Gordon Bell and Jim Bolden. You guys are from the 70s, late 70s, correct?
70s,
Early 70s or late 70s?
Gordon came in 72.
72?
I came in 73.
All right.
So we played together for 3 years.
That's awesome.
74, 75.
And I think the 70s are like 30 years ago still, right? Is that you guys look like it.
Keep backing it up, man. Keep backing it up.
Keep the mic towards your mouth, but
keep backing it up.
Yeah, I mean it's just a couple years ago for sure. Just a couple years ago that you guys were torching the big house, just lighting up that field. But we were just talking to JU and Bo about how meaningful it is for you guys to come back as alumni to events like this and just be involved in this Michigan football program still. I want to ask you first, when you guys watched that Michigan football national championship in 2023 as alums, how proud, that's got to be like a proud dad moment, isn't it?
Well, it was a proud dad for me because my wife went to Ohio State.
Oh, there you go.
I couldn't wait to just rub it in her face.
That's perfect. Yeah. I love that.
Right, and I was at that game as well. I was at the Rose Bowl and the national championship game. Me and my son. My son actually played for Northwestern for Fitzgerald from 2007 to 2011. So Michael Bolden, shout out, because he'll be with me tomorrow at Michigan's tailgate with his FAM hat on, but he might have on a Northwestern shirt or something like that. So.
I love it. So I know we've got FAM President Andy Borowski right here. So tell us a little bit about how FAM is taking care of these alumni. I know there's a ton of different things that you guys do with TAP and just getting together, the mentoring program that you do with the current guys. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. Actually, we've done very well with the program we started a year ago, Wolverine Hope, and that was put together, or at least it allowed us to start it by my teammate that was with me, incoming freshman by the name of Jim Hackett. So Jim Hackett,
he's an important figure.
Jim and Kathy Hackett Foundation gave us the starter money to do Wolverine Hope. They committed to 3 years, and now they've committed to another 3 years for Wolverine Hope. And the program obviously is helping a lot of our guys that are struggling with mental health problems, as well as sometimes relationship problems, financial problems, and other things. But the mental health part of it is what Wolverine Hope really focuses on. And we know how tough football players are. They never want to come and get any help from anybody.
Don't show any emotion,
No,
right?
don't show any emotion. You know, they won't ask for help. And unfortunately, too many of our guys put themselves in that situation. So at least now we have this 24/7 concierge hotline that they can call, 24/7, any time of the day or night, and be able to speak to somebody that could address whatever situation they got going on. And
It's awesome. I think it's so important to have those conversations and provide what you guys provide, because I think that there's just so many people that they watch you guys on Saturdays in Ann Arbor in the big house, and then what happens once you graduate and there's no next step.
Exactly.
Right? It's easy to become forgotten. Unfortunately, you guys have been a part of a team with guys all around you, fixated around you for your entire life.
Absolutely.
And then all of a sudden you graduate and go to the real world and you're like, where are my boys at? Right? It's tough.
Yeah, what am I doing?
Well, this is when you find out who your real teammates really are. You go out in life.
A little bit more.
Put it to your mouth.
Okay,
You're good.
you go out in life and you may be do business. You may do other things like that, but you always have your team. You always have your teammates. You can always come back on any given Saturday or any time and always be around people that you share heartbreak, you share wins, you share losses. But those are your truly friends. So to come back and be with those guys who they don't judge, they don't care what it is, just as long as they're helping you out, that's all they really care about.
Yeah.
Give us a couple stories, maybe one or two stories from your playing days.
You know what's interesting is that Gordon was a running back, and he was a star running back. He was the man.
Yep.
Okay. And I was a running back when I came into Michigan as a freshman. But at 175 pounds, it didn't work out too well. So I asked Jim Harbaugh's dad, Jack, if I could come over and try defense. So that's how I got on the other side of the football. But I'll let Gordon talk about, because practicing against him made it easy for us in games. Because between him and Dennis Franklin, no harder people to tackle because of the shiftiness, of the speed, of the talent. It was over the top.
Yeah, I remember that day because Jim was back there playing defense, and he was a freshman at the time, and I was a sophomore. And I happened to break the line of scrimmage, and he was backpedaling running. So I said, well, let me just play with him a little bit. So I go right. He switches hip and go right. I go left. We go back and forth. I'm trying to trip him up. It worked out pretty well for him. But one of the good stories I remember is that coming in as a freshman, that was the first year the freshmen were allowed to play.
Yeah.
And I had a good opportunity to play, and they told me one day, said, Bo wants you to come down and practice with varsity. I said, beautiful, this is it. I'm going to be starting here very soon. So I get down there, I'm in a practice, and Dennis Franklin was the quarterback. And he threw me a pitch, and the pitch was way out in front of me. So I nonchalantly just let it go. So I ran down the field about 20 yards, and I came back, and Bo had my face mask and drugged me 40 yards back to the line of scrimmage and told me if I ever let that ball go again, I'll never play for him again, and get back down to the freshman team and don't come back.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's pretty harsh.
Can you just give us a little insight into how scary that is when Bo is doing that to you?
I went back down and trembled.
Hey, Bo's thing was he liked to make sure you got the message when you came in as a freshman. First of all the seniors are down front, all the juniors are after them, and the sophomores, and the freshmen are always way in the back of the meeting room, right?
Right.
So, Bo, when you came in as a freshman, there was always a little talk about talking to the guys up front, my seniors, my juniors. They've been to war with me. They know what it's all about.
Yep.
You guys in the back, you don't know SHIT.
Right.
Basically. So,
you haven't been through it yet.
You ain't been through anything.
Yeah, and don't be late.
Yeah. If you're 10 minutes early, you're 20 minutes late. One of his things.
Right.
But yeah, Bo was very, very, very it was like having a Marine sergeant basically as a coach, because he did not play around at all.
Hey, it worked. I cannot imagine.
I don't know what recruiting was like back then. What I mean, obviously the University of Michigan and the success of the
Right.
program and the academics,
Right.
but like what is it like back then when are they in your recruiting? Like, are they in the kitchen in the living room, or
Oh yeah.
what was he like then? And was it like a complete 180 to the drill sergeant, or was he charming?
I had Gary Moeller.
Who recruited
Okay.
you, Gordon? Who recruited you?
Gary Moeller.
Gary Moeller recruited me too.
Okay.
See, Gary Moeller recruited most of Ohio.
Right.
Okay.
He did a great job of that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My
he
dad
did.
was a big Buckeye fan, and he used to carry 2 Buckeyes in his pocket all the time. And so every time Moeller came, my dad would leave and say, "It's that damn coach from Michigan again."
Right.
And
Right.
my mom
right.
would have to answer the door and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, my husband is gone for the evening. He's not here." So yeah.
Right.
So
Did he wear maize and blue when he was supporting you?
well, you had to, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
He still kept that Buckeye in his pocket though.
Yeah, well, see, that's the problem because my dad too was a Buckeye fan, obviously, Cleveland Indian fan, Cleveland Browns fan, Buckeye fan, and so we grew up with that. Now, I got a story to tell you about my experience with the Buckeyes before I even came to play. In high school, I was a track guy, so I was running track for my high school, Akron East High School, and I qualified to run in the state finals.
Okay.
In the 100-yard dash at that time, not 100 meters.
Right.
So I go down to with my track coach, who was also a football coach, and I go down to Columbus because we're always in Columbus at Ohio State. And then I get a message that Coach Hayes would like to see me. Can I come over and visit him at his office before the next day running in the finals? And I said, yeah, sure. Yeah.
At that point, you were doing that. For
So
sure.
I go to Coach Hayes' office with my coach, and I walk into an office that has all kinds of fruits and vegetables around the room in little baskets. And I'm like, what is this? Come to find out that these are gifts that he gets from all the Ohio State fans every day. Somebody
Every
brings
day.
something in his office, set it on the floor. So we're talking, and he's telling me, hey, look, you're having a great year at Akron East. That your local sports writer's got a nickname for you. He's calling you the Blur. He says, why is he calling you the Blur? I said, well, because I'm a track guy, and I guess he thinks I'm kind of fast. So I stuck that handle with me, which on my license plate today is Blur. So anyway, Coach Hayes says, well, Jim, we'd like for you to come to Ohio State. We think you'll have a chance to play. And I said, but Coach, what about the freshman from last year who was in Gordon's class? His name is Archie Griffin.
Yeah.
Okay, well, isn't Archie your running back now? And you're saying I'm going to have a chance to play over him? He says, oh, yeah, don't worry about him. Just come to Ohio State.
Right.
So anyway, after that conversation, and I told my father that when I got home, he said, bullshit.
You're right. Exactly.
Okay.
Can't trust him.
I think you made the right decision for everybody involved.
Right.
Archie had his moments
Oh,
too.
yeah.
All right, and I laugh about that, and I've talked to Archie about that too, and he laughed.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, what a story!
We've
Go ahead.
talked about how much we've joked a lot, doing a lot of this. We're helping set up. It's for recruiting and all the things that have changed over the years. But I think one thing stayed the same is that coaches will say what they got to say to get guys to commit.
No question about it.
That's
Whatever
right.
it takes.
Whatever
it takes. Hey, one quick one. My recruiting trips, I took it with 4 pretty prominent guys, all Ohio guys playing high school football. Gary Jeter, who played at St. Joe, who played at USC. Tom Hannon, who played at Massillon, that ended up playing the Minnesota Vikings at Michigan State.
Okay.
And Ross Browner, who played for Notre Dame and in Cincinnati. So those 3 guys, we all took a lot of trips together as we were being recruited.
Right.
And every place we went, we kept telling the coaches, get this one. Hey, we played against each other in high school. Now we want to play together in college. Can you imagine what these coaches were like? First of all, the guy that left Tennessee, well, I can't remember his name, Majors. Bobby Majors left Tennessee and was at Pittsburgh first year. Yep. Bobby Majors said, if we get one of them, we can get all 4. And we all end up going to different schools.
That's hilarious.
Right. Okay.
It was. They thought they had the golden ticket.
Right. He did. But so did Lee Corso. Lee Corso at Indiana thought the same thing.
I love it. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. We're gonna bring in Andy here in a second, but You guys are awesome.
All right.
Jim,
All right.
I know
All right.
you're here.
Thank
in
you very much.
Chicago.
Thank you.
You're a
Thank
big
you.
deal here.
All
We
right.
appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Forever go blue. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, check out Moe's Cantina tomorrow morning. If you're here in Chicago, it's going to be the spot tomorrow morning. So the fam's got a tailgate going there. Check them out.
Real quick, we're approaching almost 1,000 viewers. It's steadily been going up. I mean, this is some awesome content. Just absolutely having a blast. The one thing I was going to say, same thing. When you hear guys are package deals in recruiting, it's just not the case. That's just not going to happen.
Yes. Wait, is Andy coming on or no? Does he need a drink? Okay. All right. All right. So first of all, these
Just jam packed, dude.
These bow stories are unbelievable. 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah. These bow stories are unbelievable. It's we might have to check on the gain here. Are we having a little feedback, or are we
The
good?
gain? I don't know. I think we're okay.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, there's got to be 1,000 people here. This is absurd.
Go to this.
Can anybody hear us? All right.
We lost audio.
We lost power. I don't know what's going on, but we're having some technical difficulties here.
Man, we've
This is
got
what happens
800
in the live
viewers.
podcast. Did we blow a fuse because there's too many people here, or what?
Yeah. No, we don't have any audio. No one can. I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right. We'll be hang tight here for a second. We're gonna.
Because those stories.
Oh my God, just insane stories. Insane stories. I mean, the bow stories of these guys. I mean, these are the things that you actually did think that Bo did. Where
Yeah.
It's like dragging him by that football helmet back to the goal line and saying, "Don't ever do that again."
I mean, you talked to Bo and Jehu. Are we back?
We're back.
Hold on. We're going to go.
All right. Turn the lights down. Minus. That's good.
I don't know. This isn't turning on. How did this turn on?
Is it on?
Okay, we're going to go to
I don't think. Oh, there we go.
we're going to switch it on that, though.
It's not showing up.
Go to your settings.
All right, more technical difficulties. Sorry about this.
I don't think so. Not right now.
Shout out Ian Bunting here. I appreciate you.
Well, thankfully, Ian, at least he's from
I know.
the pod.
Ian, technical difficulties.
Amen.
We need to try to fix this.
I don't
The
know what's
mic,
going on.
is it just the mic? 'Cause this is live.
No, yeah, this is live. The mics are not working.
So the webcam.
Check.
All right, we're back. Somehow,
Check.
our viewers keep going up.
Check.
We've got faithful fans.
Check. We appreciate you.
We're not running it very well. We got technical difficulties. The whole thing.
Check. All right, we're back. Can you hear us out there in the world? I hope they can.
I mean, we keep going up in viewers. I don't know if that's accurate.
I love it. All right, we've got some more fan members here. The boys are back in town. Chicago native Ian Bunting, Jack Miller. Boys, how we doing? You got to turn it on.
Get on the mic, Ian.
How about now? Can you?
Ian might be a little dead, folks, but we'll share the microphone. Check.
Oh.
Check. Can you hear me? You
All
got
right.
me?
All right, we're
There you go.
live. Folks, we are live.
We'll do it live.
We're doing live.
All right.
and we'll do it live.
Ian Bunting, Jack Miller here with us on Blue by 90.
Does that mean to play us out?
Boys, how we feeling? How we doing? We're back at Rick's right now. This is it's sweaty.
Incredible.
It's smelly in here a little bit. It feels like you're home.
Feels like home.
There's nowhere where else you'd rather be. I mean, when you think about Rick's and you think about the feeling of that place, it's a little hot, a little muggy.
You close your eyes, you feel the shoes
It's low
sticking to the
ceilings.
ground.
It's a little dark in here.
Yeah.
I can smell booze.
Yeah,
It's not a bad deal.
it's a great deal.
I love it. So take us back to the playing days a minute. We just talked to a couple fan members from the 70s. We talked to J.U. Chesson and Bo Deaver. You boys, back when you were, in Harbaugh days. Actually, you know what? Tell me
go
about
ahead and eat that.
Ian.
Go ahead
There's
and eat that on stage.
Nothing is different than just Ian having food at all times.
I've never met a man that looked so good, had so little body fat, and ate the way he did. I wish I was that way, but that's why I was a center, not a tight end.
I do it for the love of the game. I love food like I love oxygen.
So anyway, what was your question?
So I don't know what my question was, to be honest. I'm just still looking
Take
at
us
how
back.
good looking he is, to be honest.
The handsome man, his handsome devil.
No, so what we talked to JU and Bo and some of these guys about is how cool it is to be back here. Just, bringing it back. Obviously, we've got Rick's, a little piece of Ann Arbor here in Chicago. But to come and hang out with other fan members, Champion Circle has been awesome, obviously. I know, Ian, you're involved in that. there's so many different aspects of you guys as alumni that you can come back and hang out with whoever. You've got guys that are in business together, all of that. Just talk about the relationships that you guys have built over the years.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
kick us off.
I think the first thing I'd say is that it's fun to be back for games like this, right? When we're all together. I mean, life is
It's
so
like a big
crazy.
family reunion.
Absolutely. Life is so crazy. It takes you to a million different places. And when you get together and like Scott Sibnewski and I just locked eyes a couple minutes ago, it's like, my man, it's good to see you, right? Like you feel like you're back at home. It's a brotherhood here that not a lot of people get to experience or appreciate. When you go through, most people see 12 Saturdays out of the year. And that's incredibly rewarding. The other 350 days, you got to lock arms with guys that you love, and it's good times, it's bad times, but that bonds you. And then you come to things like this when you get later in life and you go, man, it was all worth it, right? Because we all ended up in places that we never thought we would be and certainly appreciate. And when you get to experience that together and get a reunion like this, like you were saying, Ian, it's just a lot of fun. It's great to be with everybody and, get to right across from Wrigley here at Sluggers, the Rick's pop-up. It's just, it reminds you of old times, and you just take a second to appreciate it. And man, we're lucky, you know?
I mean, I'll say it like this. The more things change, the more they stay the same. You come back here 5 years later, 10 years later. Some guys are here 40 years later. And like Jack said, you see one of your boys from across the room, and it's like you're transported back into the locker room, and you remember all the blood, sweat, and tears that went into it. And it's like you never skipped a beat. You can see guys that you haven't seen in 20 years, and you see them here at an event like this, and it's like you saw them yesterday. It's really, really cool.
Well, and you two are two alums that now work in the Michigan atmosphere, in the ecosystem, right? Jack, you're in broadcasting. Ian, you're working in NIL. So, when you got that pitch back when you were players of like 4 for 40, you're going to, this is about a lifetime. I'm sure you buy in as a 19, 20-year-old a little bit. You're also like, yeah, all right, like, I just want to go to Rick's. I want to play some football, like whatever. And then 10 years later, you're right back where you started a little bit, but in a good way and wanting to be involved. Did you ever dream that this would be the situation?
No. I mean,
no, not once.
I mean, the game has changed. Not only the game of football, but the environment surrounding it has changed so much, right? And so, I often say to friends of mine, if I knew then what I know now, might have been a little bit different. But I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. And it's great to be. I mean, that's the reason that, I don't want to speak for Ian, but I think a lot of guys decided on Michigan is because not everybody gets to do this, right? Not everyone has this kind of connection. Not everyone has this alumni base. Not everybody has the people that go, man, this is special. We should support this, and we want to be a part of it. And for those of us that were keen on that when we were young to show up, and now you're seeing it years later, it just validates the decision that you made, that Michigan was a special place and it was a good place to go.
Yeah, I didn't know why when I first came to Michigan. I couldn't put it into words really why I wanted to go there, but it just felt like home. I now know why. You can only realize that sometimes after you've been through it and you're looking back. This is why. It's the people that make up this place. It is Ann Arbor in the summer. It's Ann Arbor in the winter sometimes. You go through tough times, you go through the good times, and then you come back and it's like it's one big family. And that, to me, is why everyone is here right now, is because there's that intangible connection that everyone shares.
I love it. I mean, it's great to see you guys get involved, obviously, in any various ways. We've talked to a lot of fan members, which I know you guys are involved there. Champion Circle as well. Ian, I know you're heavily involved with that. Tell us a little bit about like what events like this and people that are here, like the Ben Firestones and the Nate Forbes and all these guys that are very involved. Why is that so important to make an impact on right now and the future of Michigan football?
Yeah, it is crucially important. Like I was saying before, this place is built on the backs of the people that are running it and the people that are giving back and the people that, give a shit about this place. None of this is possible without those people. Ben Firestone is hosting this event tonight for us and helping us put it on. And like, this is what NIL can look like when it's done right. This is what fundraising looks like when it's done right. There's different ways to do it. You know, there are some events like this that attract certain people that may not go to another event, and then there are other styles of events that attract all kinds of different
Talking
people.
to the mic.
Together, what's that?
Talking to the mic.
I will. Together, that rounds out kind of like our whole event space, our event package, which is such a big part of
You're
fundraising
speaking
these
so
days.
much with your hands. The mic's going. No, I love
And
it.
I'm not even Italian.
No, I think you and I have both seen it up front, up close. Jack, I'm sure you've seen it as well. I think it's more than just guys, getting a check, right? I think that there's so much bad press about NIL, and it's ruining the sport of football, whatever. There are pros and cons to it. There's no doubt about that, right? But it's making a difference in these kids' lives who are earning a lot. And I think the way that Champion Circle has done it from the get-go, and Michigan as a whole has done it from the get-go, is we're not just paying kids just to pay kids. You're not throwing money out everywhere. It's let's still get the right Michigan men into Schembechler Hall and set them up for the future.
Yeah, it's transformational over transactional is kind of our philosophy. There are many places where if all you care about is the money, you can find a place that'll do that. If that's all you care about, don't come here. This is not the place for you. We care about developing young men and women to be not just great athletes, but great human beings and great business people, and to go on and be stewards of the Michigan brand when they leave here.
And I think the other thing to recognize is nobody knows exactly where this landscape is going, right? There's pros and cons to where it's at now. It's been good. It's been bad. You can make arguments on all of it. The reality of the nature is that Michigan's a special place for a lot of reasons, and it's the same reasons that it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago. That still exists today. We're fortunate at Michigan that we have an alumni base that loves the school, that loves the football program, that wants to help. And in this, what I would call a transformative period of sports, there's an opportunity to, when chaos presents itself, that means opportunity does as well. And there is a chance for Michigan, because of what it is, to stand above the rest. And will this go on forever in the fashion that it does now? I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't.
It'll evolve. It's ever evolving.
But the good news is we're set up the right way for it. And with the support of the people that we have and the pedigree and the tradition and what going to Michigan means and being a part of Michigan football means, we're set up for success. We just need people to keep believing in that, doing the right thing, and we'll be on the right track. It's a very interesting time, I think, in college athletics and in football in general to get ahead of things. Michigan has that advantage. I hope people understand that and want to utilize that.
One last thing I'll say, too, on the Champion Circle side of things is Champion Circle was built from the beginning as a commercial entity. So all of this stuff and this chaos and this change that's happening right now in NIL and with the CSC and all that, like, we had been preparing for that since day one. Like, let's not forget that there are also, e-commerce lines of business, merchandise, memorabilia, media, events like this, all kinds of things. That is real NIL.
Yes.
Like, it's not just a phony, smoke and mirrors things. We actually care about this. We're actually putting resources into this.
Well, I mean, that's why I give my annual, $50, $100, I mean, that's what I get right there is a handshake from these guys.
But in all seriousness for that, before you get into what you're saying, if we had everybody that's in the big house give $100, we'd be in great shape.
I mean, I don't want to brag on myself, but, I've got a daughter.
Really good.
I've got to pay for a wedding in the future at some point. I got to pay for college. So I love Michigan football, and I want to help. And, I'd like to think that my $100 made a difference in somebody's recruitment. Maybe multiple.
By
Like,
the
you
way,
take some of those pennies.
It does,
You know
right,
what I
Ian?
mean?
Yeah, hell yeah, it does.
Just spread them out.
And it's not like you're just giving $100 into the ether and not getting anything from it. Like, you get utility from that as a fan, whether it's memorabilia that you're going for, whether it's merchandise, whether it's events like this or experiences. We can offer things that you can't get anywhere else because of the access with the players.
And to your point, I just think it's important to note that Michigan and the way the athletic department and the football program is working, these are not dollars that are not being spent the right way. It's carefully orchestrated.
We've noticed.
It's thought about, right? It's not some of the other schools that I won't name. It's not a lazy investment. It's not something that goes into the wrong hands that doesn't pan out. There is a plan that they are trying to execute with, and it's not something that just, fly by night. Oh, we'll figure it out on the fly. There's a plan here. We're trying to execute it the right way, and all of us sitting around here tonight believe in that.
I love it. So we're in a minute here. We're going to bring in some Wanglers who are good friends of the pod. But Ian, I want to talk about a moment that you and I shared after the national championship game in the airport from Houston on the way back. And you mentioned to me that you talked to some guys in the locker room. You were able to be in the locker room after the national championship game in Houston. You talked to some of your former players that hugged, and you said, this was because of us as well. This was, the 2023 team did it, obviously, but you guys laid the foundation. And I'll bring it back to, you, Jared, Jack, you guys have talked a little bit about back when you were playing, there's some 6 a.m. workouts, there's some practices where, you damn near quit, right? It's like, I do.
Multiple times.
I do not want to be here. I can't do this anymore. This is not maybe, I don't know if this is the place for me. There's those moments that they're grueling, it's tough. And then for you to be sitting in the locker room hugging some of your former teammates after JJ and those guys hoist the national championship, it's pretty special. And I'll remember that moment in the airport forever where you were just talking about like, man, this is like it all led to this moment here. Can you touch on that and just like those moments in that locker room?
Yeah. So it was right after the game ended. The confetti was falling down. And I went out into the concourse, and again, you can't go anywhere without running into Michigan people. We are inevitable. And I ran into one of my old teammates, Mo Ways, in the concourse, and I just gave him a big hug. And I didn't expect anything like this to happen afterward, but he could tell that I was kind of shaken up. I was a little caught off guard about how emotional I was about the event. It was just so cool for me to see these kids go out and live their dream and like achieve the highest goal that they had set out at the beginning of their careers. And he leaned over and he just said, hey, this was built in part by us and the people that came before us. Don't forget it. We helped with this. And I just started bawling. I couldn't keep control of it because I hadn't thought of it like that, but he's so right. There's so many people here today, like with fam. If you think about it, Jared, who's about to come on, Jared Wangler, John Wangler, Jack Wangler, like this is a family affair. This is generations of work that has gone into this. And those guys who reached the top of the mountain have a lot of people right behind them who couldn't be more proud of them. And even though we weren't out there on the field with them to do it, we feel a little, like we feel like we're almost part of it. It was really cool to see.
It's just special. I think that bond that you have as somebody who put on the winged helmet, you'll have forever. And every moment that you guys put in is a part of Michigan football history. So it's pretty cool. Hey, thank you, boys. I appreciate you. Ian, I love you. Jack, I love you. You guys are awesome.
Appreciate you, man.
There's a little three hand going on there. And real quick, if you guys, one, have you ever done a live podcast? And two, have you ever done a live podcast with the risk of getting decapitated by these guys at the batting cages?
Yes,
they're getting after it.
I'm about to go over there right after this. You might want to turn the camera on.
It's a good time.
You got to play through the elements sometimes, all right? We're all used to that. Come on.
Exactly.
That's what we got to do. We'll go ahead a few after this.
All right. Thank you, boys. Go Blue. We appreciate you.
Go Blue, guys.
I'll be better with the microphone next time.
All right. I love it. Thank you.
Now I get to eat my chicken.
Yeah, he had 2 chicken legs
This is a
right by,
mukbang pot,
just right
right?
by my Jordan 5s that I broke out for this special occasion. Just, I mean, what an evening so far.
What an evening. This has been unbelievable.
I mean, shout out Caleb. He brought me another Cruise Light.
There you go. There you go. No free ads. Shout out Woodson Whiskey instead.
Well, I would, but I got to pace myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's been the stories that we're hearing right now. I hope
Just
you
the
guys
chicken's
out
back,
there
by the way.
watching are enjoying it as much as we are, because I mean, it's just those special moments. Like you think about Ian Bunting in 2016 prior.
Did you see the chicken's back?
The chicken's back.
The chicken's back.
He's sweating as usual. Ian, who sweats more, you or Jake Butt?
It's close. Tight ends are typically the sweatiest room, surprisingly, the sweatiest room on the team. I think Jake might have me beat a little bit, but there are days where I get him. He and I really bonded over that of who sweats more. And we were roommates at one point, like during camp and for pregame, and no one can sweat like the tight ends. It doesn't really make sense, but that's just how it works. And no one can eat like us either.
I love it. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
No, it's been awesome tonight. I want to give another big thank you to Champion Circle. If you have the means, I know we ask you guys to donate to a lot of things, whether it's Dream on 3, making a kid's dream, it's FAM where they can use your donations. But Champion Circle here, like you said, or like you heard, these guys are doing it the right way, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I can just be honest. I don't know what way we're facing. I mean, we're up in the box. Like, we might be concussed here. I don't know. We were real up in the box, in the batter's box there.
I love it. Are we gonna? Are the Wanglers coming on? Are they back there? Okay, he was back here.
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted.
You're good.
I was a little concerned for my life. I mean, somebody's swinging the bat. We're halfway up the batter's box. I mean, we're halfway to the mound here.
I got a ball here.
It's a little concerning.
I got this is. But
I got to tell you, I did it. It's a blast.
I love it. This is an amazing event. All right, so I mean, just the Michigan connections that you continue to hear about from these guys. It's incredibly cool to hear these stories. And
yes.
We're sitting here outside. There's a game tomorrow, right? You wouldn't even know that there's a game. Everyone's pre-gaming here.
There's a basketball game right now. We gotta watch the boys.
There's a basketball
against
game.
TCU here.
It's we're down 16-10 early, but it's very early. It's very early. So it's just it's a fun environment. I mean, here's something that I go back to a lot, to be honest, in life, and definitely being involved in so much that we do with Michigan is who's got it better than us. Jack Harbaugh said it best.
Nobody.
Nobody.
I mean, dude, I mean, the stories from Jim and Gordon. I mean, to hear Bo Schembechler's stories. I mean, how important is it to really have those stories passed down and to be able to say, now I've heard it in person. Like, there's something about reading something versus somebody telling you a story and they're imaginative and they're painting a picture, and like you just get to be like, man, I was in Woody Hayes' office when he was talking about Archie Griffin. Like the stories we've gotten to hear,
crazy,
just absolutely insane, man. I mean, from Bo, Jehu, Ian, Jack, like all these guys, and just throughout different generations of Michigan football. I can say as like somebody who I love the University of Michigan, I love Michigan football. I'm an outsider, man, and so just to have a little sneak peek is truly a privilege. I mean, it's incredible.
It is. It is very cool for us to get a little behind the scenes peek here. I want to say too, I've said this a lot about our 2023 players, and it rings true for all of these alumni as well. How good of people are these guys?
I mean,
we got a problem coming up here. Couple problems. All right. Come on in, boys. Come on in. John Wangler, it's great to see you. I've been great. How have you been? John Wangler, Jim McCarthy, come on in here. We appreciate you. Take a seat. Take a seat. All right. I mean, we've been hearing from your old teammates a little bit, some fam members, your son's friends. It's pretty cool. grab the mic. Feel free. And can you give a check? Check.
What do we got here?
Some
Well,
Jell-O.
David eyeing me.
It is Rick's
Is that
after
part
all.
of the deal?
Yeah. It is Rick's after all. Thank you guys for joining us for a minute here. I want to just talk to you guys about events like this and where we're at right now. And John, you are probably the most well-connected person I've ever met, and specifically in the Michigan community. But these are all your friends. You come back to these events, and we were just talking to Ian where he's like, yeah, I just come back. I see boys that I haven't seen in 10 years. For you, not to age you, it might be 20, 30 a little bit, but
might be 60.
But how cool is it for you to be able to come back as an alum and be at events like this?
Well, it's great. And, I might be the oldest guy, that's why I'm the most connected. But, the Michigan, and we're all probably biased, but it's something special. It's a special place. And it is the people make Michigan. It's a great university, but it's the people and the fans and the alumni and your teammates and coaches. When I was in school, a lot of the guys were thinking about joining fraternities, right? White guys, the black guys, and both said, damn it, you guys are part of the greatest fraternity on campus. You don't need to join any other fraternity. He goes, and you guys will appreciate that and the older you get. And he was absolutely right, because it's just so special. To come and recreate Rick's in Chicago like this, Jim, is unbelievable.
Yeah, and Jim, we're back in your hometown here. You and I sat together at the game for the Purdue game. Just talking about, I don't think we watched much of the game, to be honest. We were talking about old stories a little bit. But for you, as the father of a kid who went through all this too, how cool is it for you to still be involved, with Champion Circle, Michigan football, and just be able to see like the impact that JJ had on all these fans in this program?
You know what? That year called Team 144 and everybody, and JJ would never take all the credit and never in any way, shape, or form. You know him. He pushes everything off. That whole team was so special, but it brought back unity to the entire fan base. They believed. It started in 21. At the 2020 year when these guys, we were 2-4. That class of 2021 wasn't there yet. There's guys in this class right now that are seniors, fifth-year seniors. They got a chance to go 5-0 against OSU.
I mean,
I don't know, John. You're a historian. Has there been many teams?
I think there may have been one.
Okay.
Who went 5-0.
Yeah.
We were 4-1, but I think there was one in the early 90s who might have went 5-0.
And to think about that, that picture in the locker room. And I talked to a few of the players about it. I said, you guys need to make sure you take that moment, because we all believe that is going to happen, 5-0. And it's going to keep going after that. But that's a special picture. Absolutely.
It is. It's awesome. It's great to have you still involved with the program. JJ is doing his thing in the NFL, and so many of his buddies and teammates are doing the same thing. It's just cool to every time you turn on ESPN or the NFL or whatever, there's a Wolverine on the broadcast, on your television. John, for you, going back to early Valiant days and things like that, where you've been able to, even on the business side, be involved, help with NIL to get these guys jersey tees and royalties going. What's been the impact that you've been able to have and be a part of it to build up Champion Circle and what they're trying to do here?
And you were there from the beginning,
Yep.
so you know how it started, and just to see where it's grown, how this whole thing has evolved with the NIL. And Michigan did it right from day one. We didn't jump in and start throwing crazy money around. And to see the foundation that you guys laid, and you were a big part of it,
Yep.
and the way it is, how it's come so far, and now that we're, consistently a top 10 team, we won a national championship with JJ and those guys when they turned the corner. We finally beat Ohio State. All that had an effect, and you can't compete now unless you have a good program. And the fact that we've been able to have guys like Jim stay involved, and former players and the alums and the donors, there's such great momentum now, And obviously the have your son be a part of that, an integral part. That's all you want. You want your kids to be better than you, right?
Yep.
And I got to say something about the JJ. I've seen them all for 50 years. And that kid, from the day I saw him walk on, and we had dinner over at Sava's, I think, when he first got on campus. And there was something about him and his family that was special. And, you see it. And then got my boy Gus Johnson on Fox. He has what they call this year the It Player of the Week. And JJ had it. And he got it from you guys. And you guys did a great job raising him. Because, like you said, he always deflected. He never got a big head. He was very confident. And just to see where he grew and the way the kids rallied around him and to see his success, nothing would make me happier or prouder. Just to say I know the kid and know that way you guys raised him. And that's a tribute because as in this day and age, you've seen him come and go. That's not always the case. And when you have that kind of success, a lot of those kids, they change. He's never changed from day one, and that's a tribute to you and your wife.
Oh, John, if I could pick you up, wow, that's amazing. And I owe it all to my wife. We'll leave it at that. But with that being said, JJ is that type of person, okay? And you know what? When we first came into this world in 2021, when we're talking about sons, let's talk about Jared real quick, because in 2021, this was all brand new, and he had the idea, as well as the Wrangler family, and you guys fought to figure out what this 3 letters were, NIL. And as you see how it was progressed throughout the years, it really, that network of those 3 years, those guys were not affected by the NIL, whatever. Little story about JJ to piggyback. So all of the jersey money that he made, okay, whenever there was a jersey sold, he was very fortunate to receive $20. But in what he did, he flipped that and turned it all to his offensive linemen. It's not because he had a ton. It's because he wanted to make sure those guys, he didn't care if you were the 4th string long snapper. There was one quarter in 2022, the year he beat Ohio State in Ohio State. He made over $70,000 in his jersey sales. That's truly amazing to the fan base and everyone.
Absolutely.
Every single dime went back to his offensive linemen. Took 26 guys out to dinner, Ruth Chris, $3,000 checks, and paid for dinner. Said, this is all you guys. I'll see you next quarter.
Unbelievable.
And that's a tribute to how he was raised, right?
Yeah.
To be able to give back, right? A lot of kids don't give back, right?
You have to give
from
back.
day one, JJ's always giving back, and that's why one of the reasons we love him.
I love it. I mean, we were talking about this the other day too, about just that the group of guys that it was for the 2023 team 144, and just during that run and beyond now. But it was the beginning of NIL. We didn't know what we were doing. It was trying to figure it out as literally as we go. And there could have been a lot of players, a lot of guys that were so pissed off because Oregon's offering them this, Ohio State's offering them this, Texas A&M was throwing $1 million checks around like it was nothing. Those guys didn't care. They were in it to win games. They were in it for that 15-0 that was etched in that concrete. That's what they were focused on. And you knew that from watching them from afar. And guess what? It happened because of it. I'm getting chills just talking about it, to be honest. But I think it's a different mentality. There's different guys, JJ, Blake, Aiden. Those guys were different leaders that grasped, in a tumultuous time in NIL where nobody knew what was up, what was down, what was right, what was wrong, and those guys stayed focused. It's really cool to see, and obviously you guys were a big piece of that.
When your best players are your best leaders and character guys, you got something special. And that whole group with JJ and Blake and all those guys, they were very, very special. And to your point, it wasn't about money. It was about team. It was about working together, winning games, the locker room. And that's what it was about. And a lot of the credit goes to Jimmy Harbaugh, Coach Harbaugh, and he learned from my coach, right? And so that's been passed down. And the nice thing, Jimmy tweaked it for 2020 years. He didn't do it the same way as Bo. He did it his way. But the foundation was laid from Bo, passed on to Jimmy, and now he's passed it on. And I'm sure JJ is going to raise your grandson the way That's lessons he learned from you, from Jimmy Harbaugh, that was passed down. And that's what we all do, right?
Absolutely. You nailed it. It's all about the block M.
Well, I got to say, Jim, I'm a diehard Detroit Lions fan. I have, as a child, cried over the Detroit Lions, which is stupid. I'm 6, 7 years old. This is 01, 02. Why am I crying over the Detroit freaking Lions? And I got to tell you, J.J. McCarthy, what that kid did, because I love Michigan football. It's one of my favorite things in the world. What he did, you should, man, my wife's asleep. I got my iPad in bed, and I'm watching the Vikings on Monday night in Chicago, and I'm like sitting there, and I got my heart beating like I'm watching a Michigan game. So I say that because what JJ did and the group of guys that he came in with, man, it's just so special. All the experiences that Justin and I and all of our group of friends got to experience through those teams and how they played. So I guess I just want to say thank you because it was just so much fun. And I got to be honest, man, I was still pissed when the Vikings beat the Lions, but I was like, that was a good throw.
Yeah, I heard that a lot. And you know what? The Detroit Lions, they are so fun to watch. Dan Campbell, being from Chicago, I look at Dan Campbell as the new age Mike Ditka. He is truly amazing how he has galvanized an entire city and what he does. And obviously it was pretty special. The Monday night game in Chicago for McCarthy, so it was very big for us. And the game in Detroit, too, was wonderful because, with the NFL, it's ups and downs. It's very different now compared to when we had at Michigan. We knew at times that we were going to just stranglehold, boa constrictor some teams. Usually it's a different world. These boys go through different stresses. They go through different lives. But everything about what happened in Michigan and everything that we experienced as a family, we never want to leave. We never not want to be a part of this. It changed our lives in the McCarthy family. And we get to be with great families like the Wranglers and great families all over the place. So please keep welcoming us back because we don't want to leave ever.
I love it. Well, thank you guys for joining. I want to bring on Jared here to wrap us up, but thank you guys so much for being here, being involved in this. It is, every single person that comes in here that we're talking to, it's like, all right, what family are we talking to now? They're everybody's family, right? And so just very cool for us to be able to get together like this before. There's a game tomorrow. Does anybody remember that? Because there's so much going on here tonight. But thank you guys for being involved from the get-go with NIL, continuing through it, raising good young men that are making a huge difference here at the University of Michigan.
Great. Thank you, Justin.
Thank
Keep
you,
up
guys.
the great work. Appreciate it. Yeah, doing a great job.
Appreciate
Blue
it.
by 90.
Blue by 90.
That's
There
right.
we go.
Blue
There
by
we go.
90.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys so
Go
much.
Blue.
Thank
Go
you.
Blue.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, we'll bring in Jared now. Thank you, John and Jim. I mean, just awesome to be able to.
What is going on, man?
The stories
What a year we've
just
been
keep
having.
going.
The
The stories just keep coming.
Just for us. I mean, this has been phenomenal this year.
Unbelievable.
I mean, Charles Woodson, John Wangler. I mean, this has been unbelievable so far.
It's amazing. I feel absolutely blessed to be able to be a part of this. Jared Wangler is coming on to the set here. Jared, it's great to see you. Trusted agent, whiskey, beer. It's Rick's, baby. I mean, yeah, exactly.
I haven't got my money's worth. I've been up here. So after we're done, you catch me over there.
Yes.
There's Italian beef over there.
Oh,
burgers,
buddy,
French fries.
I haven't ate since noon. I'm ready.
Bunting's outpacing you. He's talking shit.
Well,
He's saying
I'm
nobody
telling you,
can touch Bunting.
he's like, let me just put my chicken legs right by his
He
sneakers.
couldn't possibly go 5 minutes without food.
So that happens when you get the 6'8" guy behind you.
Exactly.
Scrolling
All right.
over your leg space.
Thank you for joining us. It's been awesome to be a part of this event. I know you were obviously an integral part of it, and so we're here. We're raising money for NIL by throwing basically a pregame on Friday night before the game. What does it get better than that?
I mean, isn't it a beautiful concept? Like, it doesn't have to just be us trying to shake everybody down for some money to go to the players. You can actually get great experiences and enjoy the Michigan community and what it's meant for by supporting and getting involved in NIL. Is this thing working now?
Well, I was getting outside noise that you got.
Now we're down. Now we're down.
Yeah.
You just got to keep it close.
But no, to the point of that is, like it doesn't happen without the people that are here. Like we can talk about and have ideas about great events, but it doesn't happen unless people know about it, people show up, people enjoy the experience. So, I mean, it's like living a dream. Like you're incredibly blessed to be at the center of it, and it's going towards a great cause. Like Michigan athletics brings so many great people together, and the mission of our company is to help make Michigan continue to be an elite competitive program. So NIL is a critical piece of that, as we're all well aware here in this room, otherwise we wouldn't be here. So it's really a great feeling to see everybody show up.
Yeah, and I like that you said the way you said that it's a great cause. There's so many ways that people can spend their money. There's obviously things, people are saving lives out there to different charities and et cetera, et cetera. I think that, for NIL, obviously it gets misconstrued as if like we're just, throwing literal McDonald's bags of money at kids. But the reason that we are able, that we're asking people to give to NIL is because there are so many Michigan fans that the best weekends of their year, every single year, are coming to Ann Arbor, going to the big house, watching this team play. I talk about it with my dad. My mom, we watch the games together. I've done it since I was little. You, I'm sure, have done it with your dad, growing up. And it's those memories. It's everything. And there's a reason why we branded Sluggers as Ricks, because there are all these alumni coming back to the best time of their life when they were 19 to 22 at the University of Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, look, isn't that the best part about what college athletics is? Is that, like, I mean, sure, it is all about the team. It's all about being able to show up and, like, you want to support a winning program. But, like, wind that back a bit, because people care so much about this institution for so many different reasons. Many of us went to school. Many of us grew up going to the games. So many people have connections to Michigan that have changed their lives in ways that no other institution or job or experience in their life could have done, which is why college athletics is just so unique. And so that's why we're living in such a weird window of time where it becomes like the community's effort to get behind your team, have the resources to go compete at the highest level. It's not going to be this way forever. But in this window where Michigan has an opportunity to flex a competitive advantage, largest living alumni base in the world, over 600,000 people, 100,000 showing up to games on Saturdays, why not flex that muscle and have it be a competitive advantage? And that's ultimately the mission from what we've been trying to get behind, is we really have the ability to compete at the highest level. We've always had that at Michigan, but the game has changed. You got to have resources. If you're not competing in the $25 to $30 million range right now from a roster standpoint in Power 4 football, it's very difficult to attract and retain the best talent to go win. Now, that's like a dollars and cents standpoint. It still comes back to recruiting the right student athletes, having the right culture, having the right leadership. And Michigan's traditionally been a place that has that. So it's just something that Michigan alumni should be proud of, to be able to show up to events like this. We'll go to all the other great events that are taking place in Chicago this weekend that Development is putting on, that the Football Alumni Association is putting on, Champion Circle is putting on. There's probably 10 more that we –
For sure.
There's just that strong of a presence of Michigan throughout the United States, throughout the globe. And we should be celebrating that. We should celebrate the pursuit of winning championships in all of our 29 varsity sports. So that's what I love about our job. Like, you get to just wake up and be around great people that are trying to compete at the highest level. But as you know well, more so than 99.999% of everybody out there, This shit is competitive. We have to always be fundraising. So
it is. And I'll take it back to 2021, 2022, at the start of it all. You've been at it since literally the beginning, creating a concept where nobody knew what the hell was going on. It's figuring it out as you go. Can you just touch on that a little bit of, like, how do you literally start with nothing at all, and then create a concept out of it and evolve it literally day by day, week by week, month by month into the monster that it is today, where you are at raising literally $50+ million a year for NIL. I go back to one of the first things we did with our friend Jared Johnson and the Michigan Army National Guard. We're trying to get like $50,000, $100,000, which at the time seemed like so much money.
Yeah.
And so start there and get to where you're at now. I mean, talk a little bit about that.
For the listeners at home, if we got $50 million a year, I would be ecstatic. We would be in a very strong position. 20 million is our goal because I really believe that is where you need to be in above the cap resources to compete across all varsity sports at a place like Michigan. Football, men's basketball, women's basketball, hockey, softball, all of our sports. But that's really what our goal is for 2026 and beyond. But back to the origin of the company, I mean, we had no idea what this was going to become. Like, that's then the joke of the whole thing is like you start a company and the idea being, well, college athletes should have some mechanism to broker commercial opportunities. That's what this rule change is meant for.
Right.
Names on the back of jerseys and brand deals and signing events and media appearances, all these great things that pro athletes have been able to enjoy. Michigan is one of those markets where there's robust opportunities for that. So let's build a business around it. Let's really set out to be best in class because we know that'll be a competitive advantage for Michigan. Fast forward 3 months into it, it's like haymaker, tomato, you stink, get out, because we can't sign the best recruiting class in the country, and it's all because of NIL, and you guys are doing it wrong. At 24 years old, that was like, wow, I stink. I'm a terrible entrepreneur. I'm getting out. Like,
from people that don't know you at all.
You're like on a public forum,
right?
Because like Michigan athletics is something that millions of fans follow, and even though the intent of the business was to create a sports marketing agency for Michigan athletes, it then became, hey, this is the infrastructure you need to be the payroll for the team. And so from 21, 22, 23, and 50% of the roster, 24, 50% of the roster in 25, we've been 100% of those resources for the student athletes, and to the tune of close to $50 million now. I think it's just north of $45 million, but by year close, we'll be well over $50 million in opportunities for student athletes. We take a lot of pride in that. The infrastructure that it took to get here, we would not have been able to build it without just like back to what our core mission and identity is, building the best business on behalf of Michigan student athletes. It exists in pro sports. It exists overseas. You have to have an entity that's looking out on behalf of the athletes. And that's what's exciting, because you get to do that and also have an athletic department like Michigan that does really care about its student athletes and being competitive, but it also has to protect itself. Like, NCAA rules have not allowed it to be as aggressive as we could be.
Right.
So I like to think we've been a great partner to them and really just like leaping out there, a lot of trial and error, trying to figure this thing out. And we're not perfect, but I believe we're one of the best in the country. I mean, I'd like for somebody to point out a school that's doing it better than Michigan is right now. And I would give a lot of credit to the people in this room, the donors that support, the brands that partner with us, our president, our regents, administration. Like, we're rowing in the right direction. But everyone else is also rowing in the right direction. Like, it's a competitive space. So it'll get regulated. As I mentioned earlier, I don't think this exists forever. I would love to still throw sick events like this with all of our friends. It'd be awesome.
Yes.
But we probably won't be emailing you 3 times a week asking for all your money to go get the next Florida wide receiver. Like, that's probably going to die out soon.
Yeah.
Well, I think to your point, I'm a sicko, Jared. I'm on the message boards. I'm in there.
Wait,
I'm reading it all. I'm not commenting.
Are you a writer or a reader?
I'm a reader.
You're
I'm
just
not.
a reader.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not
So
there
you're
like.
just a sicko.
I'm not
You're
there
not-
like Jared Wangler. Got to get him out of there. But like, I saw those comments too, and obviously it's a lot different for you reading them. But man, the way that you guys at the University of Michigan have kind of handled the way that this has been the Wild West, because you mentioned a school, Texas A&M. They're having a great year, but man, when they signed that big class and they had all those, I mean, that fell apart. So the way that you guys have done it, and you look at what's happened recently, like the influx of talent, you did a great job, obviously, helping that team get to a national championship, retaining all that talent, and now it's again building back up for 2026. I mean, even this year, Michigan's in the playoff hunt, but 26, 27, the way that you guys was like, not just like jumped in and like we're just going to fire money everywhere, I think is commendable, because other schools did that and it didn't pay off in the way that they thought.
I mean, look, that is all Jim Harbaugh and his staff looking at the playboard and saying, look, we're Michigan. This is our strategy. We have resources to pay student athletes, but we believe at this moment the best strategy is to go get the best transfer portal players that can fill our gaps because we have the right guys at the right positions. We've got the quarterback, we've got the running backs, we've got the O-line. We just have a couple pieces we need to fill in offensively. Defensively, we've got great edges. We have 2 top 10 picks at D-tackle. Like, we don't need to go and break the bank on the 5-star kid out of high school who's going to be sitting behind our players. And when they're comparing their checks monthly from the collective, they get up in arms because they're making a tenth of what the player is out of high school. Like, it just really took forward thinking from Jim Harbaugh to understand, hey, we definitely need to do this in recruiting, but maybe not do it the way some of the other schools are doing, because we might ruin our culture and our roster if we go and pay out all the money that we have to the recruits and not our current roster. So not to cry over spoiled milk back in the day, but I think what was most frustrating for the narrative standpoint is that Michigan wasn't doing NIL. We were doing NIL for our current student athletes. We paid out over $7.5 million to the 2023 team. Like, that is in the top echelon of college athletics. However, we were not using it in recruiting probably as quickly or as proactively as some other schools were. And so I can understand where the frustrations were because we weren't signing the best classes. That's on paper, because I still think you look at the 2021 class or Aiden Hutchinson's 2018 class,
right,
and people might say, well, that class is ranked 35th by rivals.
Turns out they were pretty good.
It turns out those
Son
guys are
Haskins, Ronnie Bell, Aiden Hutchinson, Jake Moody. I mean, just the list goes on.
Pretty good football players. So I'm just speaking to the narrative of what the perception was. Oh, we're not getting great talent. NIL stinks. That's not any bit near the truth. But that's the common narrative you can live on the message boards if you're frustrated we're not going to get the 5-star kid who went to A&M.
Well, I mean, that to your point, the 2023, the way that you guys in Michigan and Jim Harbaugh kind of attacked the portal, like Drake Nugent at center, A.J. Barner at tight end, Josh Wallace at corner, Ernest Hausman coming from Nebraska who's making plays still today. Like, just building gaps and didn't need to break the bank in the portal like some other teams. Again, like, just I think the way that Michigan has done it, the way that you guys have done it, it just makes sense because you can't just build a football team by one or the other anymore. You got to have complementary from the portal, from high school, from all of it.
You have to. And then we were talking about this 2023 team, which, I mean, Michigan fans, the community, the alumni should be so proud of these individuals because that championship does not take place without individuals, not just football players, human beings like J.J. McCarthy and Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum and Carson Barnhart, and the list goes on. These guys could have made 2-3x anywhere else they'd want to go. But they bid their time, they believed in Michigan, and they wanted to win a championship. And those guys bought in. And ultimately, it led to a national championship. And it's something those guys will carry with them forever. There are very few individuals that walk around this planet that win championships. High school level, college level, pro level. But to do it, those it look like we got some softball,
2011 Nebraska high school state champion. No big deal, Jared.
No, right. Well, that's the ice right here, right? That's what you got to do.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But just those individuals, they are, as human beings, a huge core part of like why we're able to be so successful. And back to just our leadership on the football side of things, Jim Harbaugh just had the instinct to know, like, look, just because we have money doesn't mean we go spend it on the shiny 4-star or 5-star kid. Let's go focus on our roster, reward the guys that are doing things the right way. I mean, he was going so far as to finding the kids that were going to all of their classes and getting good grades and not missing workouts and rewarding them. That, especially early stages of NIL, was so key because it motivated guys. It just was something that didn't exist in college sports before. And Jim just had that intelligence to him that very few people in college sports possessed. So I just point to them. Like, my job has always been to go find the money and go make it happen. But like those guys, like their strategy, I just thought it worked out tremendously. So, I mean, hats off to all of their successes.
Yeah, I mean, the courage, honestly, from him and you to be totally transparent, to say, you know what, we're not going to succumb to what everyone else is doing or what the fans want or whatever. Say, hey, listen, we're going to trust in the process, and here's what it's going to, here's what's going to happen. I look at a Brad Robbins. I remember having conversations with Brad Robbins and Jake Moody, and this is when every other team in the country is paying high school recruits, all this stuff. And I had the conversation with them. I'm like, what would happen if all of a sudden there was like a high school kid that you saw got paid, and you guys as seniors in this building that have worked your ass off didn't? He's like, F that. Like, there's no way this locker room would be okay with that. And it was that type of, it was that really set the tone for why those guys were in the building. And it was just to win a national championship.
Yeah, I mean, look, they were about business. And again, that goes back to it's not what the recruiting rankings show on the players coming out of high school, right? Like the Jake Moody and Brad Robbins, those guys are 5-star culture players. The Carson Barnharts, the Ryan Hayes, like, yeah, it doesn't show up in the signing day press of who got the A+ class, the B+ class, like that. Look, it matters. It matters. You have to play that game. You have to be competitive in recruiting. I'm not discounting that. But you also have to acknowledge how important culture is in college sports. And football is a very circumstantial game. You can have tremendous talent, but if they're not in the right ecosystem with the right locker room or with the right coaches, it's not going to work. You see it in the NFL. You see great players on teams, and it's just not clicking. And all of a sudden they go off into another locker room and around the right circumstances, the right play caller, the right coaches, the right teammates that are pushing them, and they have the best season of their lives. Like, that was what was so special about that window. And again, I'm not saying we didn't just have, only 3-star level talent. We won with some dudes. Some guys that were underrated out of high school, might have been 3 or 4-star guys that were 5-star caliber college football players and having great NFL careers. So again, hats off to coaching staff, personnel, recruiting coordinators. I mean, that's really them.
As Jim Harbaugh would say it, disciplined athletes with grit, dogs.
We had some absolute dogs.
Jim Harbaugh.
We still have some dogs.
We absolutely have some dogs.
And that's what I won't stand for on our team this year.
For sure.
We've had some dogs on this team. They're developing. They're young dogs. They're, I'm not saying they're puppies, but like these guys are finding their footing. Their paws might be a little bit oversized and their body hasn't grown into it yet. But these guys are growing. They're going to be a good football team.
I know that we've been talking about the past a lot, talking about how it started, but the future for sure as well is so bright, right? And so I'm excited. We don't know where it's going, right? With NIL, we do know that there's going to be football played in Ann Arbor somehow, some way. And so I just want to, before we wrap up here, I want to say I'm very blessed to have come in contact with you, to have worked with you. I am so proud of what you have been able to do, despite what the message boards may say about you.
Not me. I'm not a part of that.
But no, I mean, it has been, it's taken somebody very, very special to lead the charge and do what you have done. And so I don't want to glaze you up too much here, but
no, did he?
Hey, I just appreciate you.
I do appreciate the kind words. Look, we know on the boards, you're only as good as your last 5-star.
That's right.
And so it's been about a year since we've fully put the class together.
That was a pretty good 5-star that you got. So.
Well, they got some 2026 class. I mean, they got some dogs as well.
Michigan football is a special place, and it attracts incredible people. And so that is like the blessing that we have as a company, that we all have here in this room, is that we get to be a part of this thing. And that's the cool part about college athletics today. Like, I just think it couldn't be more accessible to those that are bringing great value to the program. And that's what it's all about, like getting great people to work together. And that's where our competitive advantage is. Why are we not flexing that? So you point to recent successes from NIL. Like, sure, we're excited about that. But, like, what are we doing to win a championship in 2026? What are we doing to win a championship in 2025?
Right.
We're 7-2. These guys can go win out and go compete at
it's all right in front of them.
College football playoff. So, I mean, that's what's so exciting about college sports today. Because less than 10 years ago when I was in college, if we're 7-2 in early November, we're cooked, right? Like, there's not an opportunity to go play in the college football playoff. But just the way this thing is shaped up, everybody can make a difference. You just got to have the right resources and the right alignment. And I feel like Michigan is finally getting there. Because at first it was like, whoa, there's a million different messages and narratives and ways to think that you're being involved. But ultimately, Michigan athletics, it needs the support. Like, it is supporting 29 varsity sports. It is a massive organization. We need people to donate to it and support it. University of Michigan, Central Campus, medicine, like, people need to give there. But they also need to consider NIL because that is a key part of this window. I predict in 10 years, it will not exist.
Yep.
You will not get solicitations for this type of stuff. It'll be more regulated. There'll be a system that is more uniform across the board. But while we're in this window, it's an important initiative for people to get behind.
Well, we want to say thank you to Champion Circle for having us here. Unbelievable event here at Sluggers. It's a Rick's takeover, total Michigan takeover of Chicago this weekend.
We did not get hit with a baseball yet.
Yeah, we've been in the cages here for 2 hours.
We might get out of here live. I don't want to count my chickens yet, but I'm hopeful.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you. We're going to wrap it up here for the viewers out there. Jared Wangler, thank you so much. It's been awesome to work with you. Go Blue. Go. I'm sure you got some people to see out there. Go fundraise some more.
I'm just enjoying the evening, man.
There you go.
Appreciate you for being here.
Appreciate you.
Thanks so much.
All right, that will wrap it up for us here at
evening,
Sluggers.
man.
What an evening!
I mean, our laptop's about to die. We got 8%.
We've squeezed the juice out of this. It's been unbelievable.
An hour 50. I mean, that's the longest pod we've ever done.
I know, but it's been unbelievable. I mean, the vibes here in Chicago are just off the charts.
I mean, the weather, just the Michigan presence. I mean, I checked into my hotel at the whatever we're staying at. We're all at the same hotel. They're like, "Oh, what are you here for?" I was like, "Oh, the Michigan Northwestern game." He's like, "Yeah, I've seen a lot of Michigan people. A lot. I saw a guy come in with a Chris Perry jersey.
That's incredible.
From 03.
Elite.
Just ready. Him and his wife and kid. So a lot of Michigan people. Obviously, this event here in Chicago, one of the greatest cities in the country, in the world. And it's going to be an awesome weekend, man.
Awesome weekend. We've got a game tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Time here that I'm excited about. Want to give a shout out to Woodson Whiskey. Go to Woodson Whiskey and ChampionCircleUofM.com. They've got a special edition where the bottle is going to NIL here. And so
Team 144
Team 144 edition. That's right. We've got a silent auction going on that you can check out on our story as well. Tons of really cool items. That's going on for another half hour here. And just in general, Champion Circle, UofM.com. Go donate, go give. We appreciate them. And for us,
dude,
you can follow us
grueler, man.
at Blue by 90 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. At Blue by 90 Podcast on YouTube and BlueBy90.com. We appreciate you. Go Blue!
Go Blue!